Alright, doing a little Heron's formula. Just to remind us what Heron's formula is, we're going to use a ratio where we take half the perimeter, so a plus b plus c divided by 2, we take half the perimeter, and we're going to execute this formula with it to find the area. You have that ratio times the ratio minus a times the ratio minus b, and then times the ratio minus c. And when we drop it right here into this formula, we get the area. There are a lot of fun ways to prove this. You can look those up online, or you can ask me in the morning. I can show you. I've got one, in fact, on the board if you want to see it. But anyway, really cool formula. And we're just going to execute. The first thing I need is this ratio. So I'll have 10 plus 13 plus 15. That's going to be 38 divided by 2 will give me S. 38 divided by 2, of course, is 19. And then I'm going to take and execute my area formula. Now, different than the other problems, they want us to round this to the thousandth, so we just get to throw this bad boy into the calculator. I'm going to have 19. 19 minus 10, which will be 9. 19 minus 13, which will be 6. And then 19 minus 15, which will be 4. So I'm going to check that at my calculator. I've got 19 times 9 times 6 times 4. Press enter, and then I'm going to take the square root of that. It's going to give me 64 point doodle-doo. You want to go to the thousandth, so that's 3 decimal places, 64.062, and then it's going to be meters squared. Alright, my next one, they want the altitude. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to draw out my triangle. I've got A, B, C, and they want this altitude. A is 14, B is going to be 19, C is going to be 23. You'll notice across from my vertex is that side length. So if they say side A, it's going to be across from vertex A, and that's important with how they set up the problem. The first thing we need to do is find our ratio. So I'm going to get 14 plus 19 plus 23. This is going to be 10 plus 11 plus 7. So 10, 11, and 7 is 28. I'm going to check that on my calculator just to be safe. 14 plus 19 plus 20 plus 23. Try that one more time. 14 plus 19 plus 23. 56 divided by 2 is going to give us 28. So we got that. That's a great job. And then we need to execute this formula. Now the problem here is when you finish, you're not actually done with the problem. When you execute Heron's formula, you're not actually done with the problem. So I've got S minus 14, S minus 19, and then S minus 23. Alright, I'm going to execute this formula. So I've got 28 times 28 times 14 times 9 times 5, and get that number, get the square root of that number, and my area is 132.8. Now I'm going to leave that in my calculator. Let's see if we can see that. I'm going to leave that in my calculator, but on my work I'm just going to write it like this. This is my area, and area is equal to 1/2 base times height. My base is 14, and then my height is the x that I'm looking for. My height is from A to that line, and that's what we want. We want the altitude, which is that height. So I'm going to take, I have 132.8 equals 7x, and again, that's not just 132.8. I'm leaving it in my calculator, but on my paper I'm just going to write it this way. Divide both sides by 7, and I'm going to get 19 or 18 point doodle-doo. This is when I round it to the thousandth and actually put it on my paper. Now you feel free to write the whole number on your test. Man, I would recommend against it. And this is just going to be a height. I would just get it like that. Anyway, continuing on. I need page 4. Alright, here we go. Final page. I need the apothem and the radius. Now I'm going to do all these assuming that you know your corner values. This is very important. So in a hexagon, these are all going to be, if I drop in my radius and my apothem, this is going to be a 60, 30, 90 triangle. If this whole side is 18, this side over here is going to be 9. 9 is across from my 30, so 18 will be my radius, and the 9 square roots of 3 will be my apothem. So I have 9 square roots of 3 for my apothem, and I have 18 for my radius. Same thing here. Got to know your stuff. Got to know your stuff. This is a 45-45. This is going to be 4 because it's half that size. This is also going to be 4 because it's a 45-45. And then my radius here is going to be 4 square roots of 2, following that pattern of 1, 1 square root of 2. Once you find your scale factor, which in this case is going to be 4, you just slap that in there. So we have 4, and the radius is going to be 4 square roots of 2. On my next one, I've got a 12. Again, knowing your corner values is important. This angle is 60. Divide it in 2, it's going to be 30. You'll have a 60 over here. So my side length is 12. This length right here is going to be 6, and it's on my square root of 3 side. So what did I multiply square root of 3 by to get, oh my bad. What did I multiply the square root of 3 by to get 6? And that's going to be 2 square roots of 3. Alright, so that's my multiplier. 1 times the 2 square root of 3, and then 2 times the 2 square roots of 3. And now I just drop them in. My apothem is this one right here, my little short side. So I have 2 square roots of 3. My radius is going to be that longer side, so I have 4 square roots of 3. And that looks pretty good. Alright, slide it down. Find the area. Now, when I do this, this is 18, and I'm going to have this side, remember this is my square root of 2 side. So what did I multiply the square root of 2 by to get 18? How about 9 square roots of 2? Looks good. This side is also 9 square roots of 2 because it's a 45-45, and this side right here is 18 square roots of 2. Don't get crazy and forget that all you have to do to get the area of a square is take that side and square it. So we have 18 squared times 2. Let's take a look what that's going to be. 18 squared times 2. This is just 648 meters squared. I'm going to execute the polygon formula on the next one, but don't get crazy and forget about how to do the area of a square as you mossy on. This one we've got to use 1/2 AP. I guess you don't have to. You could do it another way. I don't want to, so we're not going to show you that way. Anyway, this is you've got a radius of 12. I need the apothem. This is across from my 90, across from my 60. Now let's do across from the 31st. This is the 2 side. The 1 side will be 6. The apothem will be 6 square roots of 3. So I've got a side length of half of it's 6. All of it's going to be 12. And that will make 6 times 12 is 72. That's my perimeter. My apothem is 6 square roots of 3. We want to leave it in simplest radical form, so I want half of that. I'll take the half and take it to the 72. So I'll have 6 square roots of 3 times 36, and that'll give me 216. So I'll have 216, that's 6 times 36, and I slap that square root of 3. That'll give me my area. So on this one, there's really no other choice. We got to use that 1/2 AP squared. There are other choices, but I'm not getting into that. But sometimes you don't need to use the 1/2 AP squared. You can use a regular formula that you know. Alright, getting into this one. We have 12 across from my 45, so I'll have another 12 right here. And then 12 square roots of 2 on this side. Now that's my 1 side, so on my 2 side, I'll have 24 square roots of 2. And then on my square root of 3 side, you've got the square root of 2 times the square root of 3, so I'll have 12 square roots of 6. Alright, so just follow your patterns. On this one, 45, 45, 90, this is 24, so this will be 24. This is 24, so this will be 24 square roots of 2. And then again, this is on my square root of 3 side. So what do I multiply to get this to get the square root of 3? How about 8 square roots of 3? And then this one will be 16 square roots of 3, because it's across from my 90. It'll be double. Good luck on the test. and we'll catch you later.